Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome. It's your old pal Jason here. Hey, it's a new month. That means it's time for a new thing, and I'm here to talk about it. And while I'm talking about it, we're going to look at a very long chunk of Immortal Redneck, a first-person rogue-ish type game that I streamed Monday night during our break from, Spirit Fair. Last Monday we streamed a batch of roguelike games, and this is one of them, and I've had a lot of fun ever with it. I've had a lot of fun with it ever since. Since then, so I've been kind of playing it on and off. Pretty good game. We might revisit it in another stream or something later on. I just opened up my browser because I was not prepared, when am I ever, to go to the YouTube page to get all the stuff we're going to talk about today. And I noticed High Moon, here's the headline even, it was on the thing. High Moon's Deadpool deserves the current gen remake treatment, says Game Rant. Well, Game Rant is wrong. And, as much as I liked that game, it does not need a remake. It's fine as it is. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Leave it alone. So, yes, I missed it. I'm afraid I missed it. I was watching real close. We were sitting at 68 subscribers for a couple of days, and I was so getting ready to go nice. But I woke up this morning and it was 70. 2 people subscribed last night. Thank you, 2 people. I appreciate it. You're the lucky 70th caller. You and it's a dog. It's a poodle, and it lives in your mind. So take it for walks. All that nonsense. So, yeah, that's kind of a thing. We hit 70, ever closer to the ever elusive 73rd subscriber. Only comes but one time, and then it's gone forever. We've been doing some Final Fantasy V lately, having finished up Ogre Battle 64, Person of Lordly Caliber. I hope y'all enjoyed Ogre Battle. I sure as heck did. A lot of people been commenting on it, and thank you. I do appreciate that. That's one of those games where, different play style really, like even, I play March of the Black Queen a lot, like a lot more than you might think, because I love that game so much. And even if I set out to play it exactly the same every way, it's never the same every time. And hearing other people be like, when I do it, I did this, and when I did this, and why did you do that? That's a really neat thing, and I always did this, and, games like that, I really enjoy reading your comments on, because it is so, yeah, why is that? In fact, one of the latest ones I got was, March of the Black Queen, if you put a griffin in a unit, it didn't matter what else was in the unit, you'd just fly. You were a high-flying unit, and you could go anywhere really fast. But in Person of Lordly Caliber, you put a griffin in a unit with anybody who weighs more than 8 pounds, and then they're earthbound, basically. And I got thinking about that. Like, yeah, and then kind of develop this whole, like, every character can carry so much weight, but every character also has a weight, so you gotta factor in, like a fairy is very lightweight but can't carry a lot, and a golem is very heavy but can carry a lot. And, how does that work out? And you get into all that macro kind of stuff, and not usually stuff I care about, but for whatever reason, it interested me at that time. So I want to thank you very much for the comment. Do I have any? Oh, I do. I have I'm sorry, Darunia, or ex-Darunia, excuse me. Darunia left a comment 3 hours ago. Ever played the pixel remasters of the Final Fantasy games? I like them personally. Also, I just discovered your channel. It's pretty cool. My favorite Final Fantasy game is Final Fantasy VI. I love how you kept the fan translation of the main character's name, which is Butts. Lol. Well, Darunia, I'm approving your comment, because there's no reason that should have been held. I'm going to give you a thumbs up. I'm going to give you a heart. We're going to reply right now. I have not played them. I'm not really interested in them. But I do know a lot of people who are. Who are enjoying them. thanks for the comments on the channel. I appreciate that very much. This is what it's like being me. I really enjoy FF6 as well. I have a special little LP series on that coming up later this year. Maybe check the channel out again later. I think you'll like it. As for Butts, yeah, why not leave it? He's kind of a dope. Thanks for watching! Exclamation point. Could you hear the exclamation point in my voice as I typed that? Sure you could. What the heck were we doing? Analytics. Yeah, that's it. Views about the same as usual. Watch time is up. Subscribers are up. That World Order reaction video, still my #1 in terms of what's been watched in the last month. 92 views. Vagrant Story, Ogre Battle 64, March of the Black Queen, a little Barnyard Blast in our previous state of the channel, which we featured Bloodstained, which I have kind of sort of finished. I've got like the last boss to fight. I fought her once and she kicked my butt, so getting to her was a pain in the neck. If you've played it, that ice area, God, it's terrible. What do we have happening? I mentioned to X Darunia that I've got a new Final Fantasy project coming up, so let me grab my upload schedule. And my upload schedule says, here in August, we're going to be wrapping up Final Fantasy V, and then we're moving on to a replay of Treasure Hunter G, which is a game that I started streaming forever ago, and then because I'm bad at things, I just stopped and then came back to it and finished it really quick and had no idea what was going on anymore, and it was really confusing. Should be better this time. Full replay of that. Much better game than I remember it being. September. September is when we are going to have the project that I mentioned to X Darunia, which is another replay. You know, all of this stuff is replays. Speaking of replays, I've got to record some like yesterday. I'm falling behind on the next one, and I knew I would because it's a long game. That's okay. So here in August, you can expect Final Fantasy V, Treasure Hunter G. I know it's a lot of RPG, just kind of back to back, but a lot of the games I got to replay, unfortunately, are RPGs. But we'll have some platformers coming up in September. Will I tell you what they are now? No. Will I tell you what they are at the end of August? Yes, absolutely I will. So close that. We've been trucking along with the Electric Leftovers podcast, if you're familiar with that whole little thing. We are up to, what, episode 342 was our latest and greatest. And, of course, you can check that out wherever you get your podcasts, or I have a surprise for you, ladies and gentlemen. If you point your web browser over to jasonsgroovemachine.com, this is something I've been working on the last week or so, you can find, first, all the Let's Plays, previous and current. That's all happening right now. You can find all the podcasts, previous and current, in theory. The service I use is supposed to have a thing that lets you create basically like a blog section that has all the podcast stuff in it, and it doesn't seem to want to work, so I got to work on that. But you can find the latest episode of Electric Leftovers over there. You can find my Twitter over there. You can find a link to our Twitch, which is every Monday evening we stream. If you didn't know, now you know. And you can find links to all of my music and all the audiobooks I read. I've as you've been leading. It's a combination of listening and reading. As you've been listening and watching these videos, you hear me talk about, I've got a Twitter over here, and I've got Let's Plays over here, and I've got this over here, and I've got this over here, and I got tired of that. So really conglomerated everything into your one-stop Jason shop, which I get just sounds absolutely horrible. And you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It is terrible. It is a whole lot of me to deal with. And as has oft been said of yours truly, a little me goes a long way. But, you know, I've always kind of wanted to do this. We kind of sort of had it with low bias gaming, but you know, part of the reason I left the low bias gaming channel and the website, not the group, I'm still friends with everybody in the group, but nobody was really using it but me. And after the old channel got shut down and all my stuff got taken off, you know, I needed to start over, and I wanted to start over from scratch. And like I said, just have a more like centralized thing for all my stuff. So I have that now. I will tell you, you can go and check out all of the Let's Plays that I've got to date. I have added links to some of the upcoming ones, but they are not available, so obviously you can't watch those. Right now, it is only in playlist form. So if you I'm clicking around here and we went to the numbers section and you wanted to watch the 7th guest. Well, right now, as of today, July 31st, as I'm recording this, it's only available as a playlist, which, you know, you can click the little drop down and you can get to the episode you want. But I will eventually, and this is going to take a long ass time, I will eventually split them up into episodes, so you can do episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, or you can just watch the whole playlist. Very similar to how we had it designed on Low Bias Gaming. I really did like how we came up with how that site worked. I really liked and appreciate all the work Coolio put into that. He did a damned fine job. He built a CMS from scratch, ladies and gentlemen. That's impressive. I can't even touch that. I ain't even going to try and touch that. I ain't even going to look at it, right? Because I don't want to break it. So, it's going to be similar to that in terms of look and feel, I guess. Coolio built the structure, and I was kind of put in charge of the look of it, much to the detriment of everybody who used it. So it's very similar. It's not the same, but it's similar. Anyway, yeah, that's all happening over there right now. Works on mobile. Should work just fine on mobile. The couple of things I clicked around and tested on my phone worked just fine. I do update stuff. Well, I have been updating stuff fairly regularly, but now that everything's added, like I said, the Let's Plays are added. You can watch the Twitch streams on the website. You get to the music, you get to the audiobooks, Twitter, podcast. The next project is going to be trying to decide if I want to do the podcast like I do the Let's Plays and try and kind of break them out so each episode has its own page so you can get to the show notes and the timestamps easier. Not 100% sure if I'm going to do that or not, because there's a lot of those. There's a lot of Let's Plays. I think 300, 400 something, close to that, just based on the amount of thumbnails that I had to make. But there's 342 episodes of the podcast too, so just between Let's Plays and podcasts, we're talking like 600-700 pages. That's a lot of pages. That's a lot of pages, man. That all said, I think we're okay to move on with our lives. So I will say once again to everybody, thank you very much for watching and subscribing. I do appreciate it. Thanks everybody for the comments. I really appreciate those. As you heard, I do try and comment or reply to every one of them that I get. I do wish YouTube would be better at letting me know when I get them, because it's terrible about that. You can now apply a stricter setting to hold even more, but no. Hold none. How do I allow all? If it's bad, I'll fix it later. Get that crap out of here. Thanks, YouTube. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks very much. Enjoy some Immortal Redneck. Enjoy Final Fantasy V and the upcoming Treasure Hunter G, which I somehow goofed and managed to upload like videos all the way up to November, but I noticed the other day Treasure Hunter G didn't get uploaded. It's on the schedule, just didn't get uploaded. So I'm gonna upload the last 3 episodes of that right now. I'll upload this at the end of that, and yeah, I really don't think I got anything else for you other than thank you guys very much. I really do appreciate the time and the I was gonna say attention, but the effort and energy you guys put into watching my stuff and commenting and all that. It's you know, it's a thing we do, I guess. Anyway, jasonsgroovemachine.com for all that stuff. There's a link, like I said, Twitter, everything's on there. Buy me a coffee's on there, so if you want to support the show that way. Speaking of, I don't think I mentioned this. I have this buy me a coffee thing set up. It's similar to Patreon and all that. It's not it's not something I'm pushing real hard. I mention it and then I go away. But we do have a goal here with the buy me a coffee, and that goal, once we hit $100 donated, what I'm gonna do, what my plan is we're going to do a live version of the Electric Leftovers podcast and set that up with that goal in mind and the amount in mind, because I do need a little bit of hardware to be able to do all the better mixing and everything live. So that is a thing we're going to work on. I need to see if there's such a thing. I'll dig into this after our after this video, because you know we were getting ready to go anyway. If there's like a little gauge kind of thing, you know what I mean, like a meter, show how much we got. So yeah, if you would like to get involved in that, visit jasonsgroovemachine.com and you can get involved in that. Wouldn't that be nice? Sure would. Thank you guys. Enjoy this Immortal Redneck. It wasn't I'm gonna be honest, this is a pretty darn good run until I got one scroll. That one scroll ruined everything. That's how it goes, though. You gotta, you know when to hold them and know when to fold them. It has nothing to do with this situation.
Show's over. On guard, motherfuckers! Unk!